back to another edition of FemNews. Why are we eating ice cream, you may ask?
Because it's really hot. And why is it really hot, you may ask?
Because of climate change.
Today we're going to be discussing the effects that climate change has on women in the world today. Feminism has many sects and many different variations. One type of feminism is ecofeminism. You may be wondering what that is. Well, our special correspondent Lauren Geiser is going to tell us all about it.
Thanks, Ellen. While there is no central definition for ecofeminism, it is generally regarded as the feminist approach to environmental ethics. Ecofeminists see the oppression of women and the domination of nature as interconnected, as a movement. Ecofeminist theorists use a framework that confronts issues of gender, race, class, and nature. Some ecological issues that affect women are pollution, toxic waste, non-renewable energy resources, and access to clean water. Back to you, Ellen and Sarah.
Thanks, Lauren. Let's talk about access to clean water. Globally, women and water are very much connected because women are expected to do the cooking, cleaning, and keep up the hygiene of the household. Therefore, they are in direct connection to water contamination and scarcity in the world. In developing countries, 90 to 95% of all sewage and 70% of all industrial waste contaminate surface water. Women are the first exposed to waterborne diseases because they are the ones who go to fetch the water. This leads to serious illness, birth defects, and possibly death.
In Senegal, since 1996, there's been a 35% decline in rainfall. Droughts, floods, and reduction of overall water quality is in direct correlation with climate change. In the last century, excessive consumption coupled with unsustainable population growth has contributed to the increase in carbon dioxide emissions that are considered to be a part of the Earth's noticeable climate change.
Climate change is largely caused by industrialized countries like the United States. The U.S., for example, is home to only 5% of the global population, but uses over 25% of the world's resources. Our special correspondents Tweelan and Laura Ponchik are going to tell us about the natural disasters caused by climate change and the impact it has on women.
Thanks, Ellen. Climate change is responsible for many natural disasters, which lower the life expectancy of women and underserved populations, particularly underdeveloped communities. The implications of climate change were seen during the devastating Hurricane Katrina in 2005, where 1/3 of the residents of New Orleans lived below the poverty line. 1 in 6 had no way of leaving before the disaster hit, and 54% of the residents were women. The stronger the disaster, the stronger the effect on the gender gap in life expectancy. In 1991, a cyclone in Bangladesh killed 138,000 people, many of whom were women older than 40 years.
Wow, Tweelan, those statistics are appalling. Not only do natural disasters affect the gender gap in life expectancy, natural disasters also affect the rise in violence against women. According to the website Women Thrive Worldwide, in Nicaragua, 27% of female survivors of Hurricane Mitch reported increased violence within their family. Even in developed country, violence against women increased in the wake of natural disasters. Following the Loma Prieta earthquake in California, reported sexual assault rose by 300%.
As you can see from the statistics that Laura and I just gave you, climate change controls many aspects of women's lives. Thanks, and back to you, Sarah and Ellen.
After hearing all these effects of climate change, we need to start asking ourselves what we can do to help. Our fourth correspondent, Sarah Hema, is going to tutor us on the use of local and recyclable products that help the environment and ways to work against climate change. Sarah?
Thanks, Sarah. A great way that everyone can do their part to fight back against further climate change is to buy local products such as produce, meats, dairy, and other goods. By doing so, you'll be helping preserve the environment. Most produce in the U.S. is picked up 4 to 7 days before it's placed on supermarket shelves and is shipped over an average of 1,500 miles. And that's just talking about U.S. goods. Those distances are substantially longer when we take into consideration produce imported from Mexico, Asia, Canada, South America, and other places. The long-haul transportation of domestic and imported fruits and vegetables is a fuel-intensive contributor to the rise of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. By buying local, we can limit the amount of greenhouse gases. And you'll also be strengthening your community's investment in your food dollar close to home. Only 18 cents of every dollar when we buy at large supermarkets goes to the grower. 82% goes to various unnecessary middlemen. Locally grown produce can now be found in many places, including large supermarkets that will specifically designate the produce that is locally grown. Farmers markets are also a great way to buy local products that can be found popping up all over the country. Another great way you can help improve our environmental impact on the climate is by using reusable or recyclable materials. The average college student produces 640 pounds of solid waste each year and 320 pounds of paper. I know that I cannot start my day without my morning cup of coffee. Instead of contributing to the 500 disposable cups the average college student produces each year, I use a reusable coffee mug like this one. Many coffee shops on campuses and around other areas offer discounts to those who bring in their own mug. Not only will this save you money, but this has caused a decrease in disposable waste by up to 30%.
Thanks, Sarah. And this concludes today's edition of Fem News. If you're interested in finding out more about this issue or other issues, please go to our website at www.feminist.org. Thanks for tuning in.